everybody, I want to Wisdom here, more Skylanders research, semi-late night edition. We have got Gearshift number 2, second gear. Well, I don't know what you want to call it, but this is the boxed Gearshift that I kept sealed up just in case things got crazy after they said to pre-order her. So that's why she's level 1. She's just been hiding under the pool table, waiting for this moment of glory that she probably didn't expect would be at 4 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. But that's life, isn't it, Gearshift? You gotta be ready to shift gears. Anyway, what I'm gonna do here, I'm not gonna lie, I like her primary attack, I like her tertiary attack, and I love the combination of the primary attack and the tertiary attack and shooting the mini gears. I am not a big fan of these, not secondary attack, but the gear saw, if you will. So that would tie into dual mode Duelist. Or at least it's looking like it will. And that's what we're going to take with this Gearshift. Again, it's so nice when you have two. It's a dual mode Duelist right here. It seems to be centered, based on the artwork anyway, not necessarily even on dual mode, which I would actually not be too down about. But it looks like each one of these ties in directly with the gear saw. And I don't know. Hopefully it's better than I'm thinking, but right here, I kind of like fragment mode anyway, and it looks like it uses mini gears, which I also like. So we'll get to see them. I don't know. You know, you never know. Sometimes things are way better than you think. Or sometimes you're spot on and you know exactly what's going down. So there's your pointless cutscene. If that's all you tuned in for, you're free to leave. For everyone else, stay tuned because we're getting started here. Spare parts, keep in mind I've got 19 wing sapphires, so I've got a bit of a discount here. $10.54 is our price. In dual mode, which is basically mode number 2, you've got mode 1 equals hoop, mode 2 equals dual, and then mode 3 equals fragment. Or at least that's the way I do it. So we're going to go into second gear here, and we're going to go spare parts. In dual mode, press XXX to release a gear saw. Now maybe it's going to be a better gear saw, maybe it's more of like a damage quotient. I don't know. We're going to find out. So let's go. Let's see what we got. So this is primary. We're still doing the 130. That actually looks different now. Right? I don't remember that giant aura, although it's not doing anything. Let's go into...
Crank it up.
Okay, so that's the same old thing that we have. And let's see if this does anything. 50. So we're still doing 50, 75, and then if you 1, 2, 3 combo, we're doing 50, 50, 80, again for 75, 75, 120. Let's see what we get when we fire off a combo, because that apparently releases a gear saw. That does 20. And it seemed to have an 8-second lifespan. Yeah, basically that seemed a little longer than 8, but not much. First one seems shorter. So if you fire it, which I guess that's nice that it comes out. I mean, you can't argue with the extra damage. Can I roll into it and keep it going? Yes. But it's still going to be very difficult to control. Now, if you're in like an arena challenge or a Chaos Doom challenge with lots of little enemies, not that big a deal. But if you're in actual story mode, this is going to be a total pain. So, spare parts, I'm basically going to catalog that as Spawn's gear saw. And it does 20 to 30, just like the first one. And runs roughly 8 seconds. So, not too overwhelmed by this. Let's see if you can have more than one. There's 2. There's 3. Yeah, so you can have 2 to 3 active. It kind of depends how quick you fire it off. I'm hoping that somewhere in here the 50 to 75 gets bumped up a little bit, but I don't know that it's going to happen. Maybe it's one of those unadvertised perks. So keep them spinning. In dual mode, press X to hit a gear saw and make it spin longer. Okay, that's slightly better since we're not having to cartwheel into it. Because it's virtually impossible for me to maneuver those things. So 1, 2, 3 with the X button. I guess not now. Although that still looks pretty cool. I don't remember it looking like that base upgrade. Anyway, we need to be in dual mode. So there's that. That comes out automatically. We should be able to keep that thing spinning. Guess not, since it was in the water. It just like rusted to nothing. So 1, 2, 3. Our combo is going to release the gear. And then apparently we can just hit it with the, you know, Duelist setup here. And it'll keep it spinning. So there's our gear. Coming over here. Okay, so yes, and as you continue to hit it, you're going to keep spawning gear. So this is not bad. It's very difficult to control, though. There's like zero. I'm trying my best to like corral these. Okay, so I've chased it down before it expires, and we're trying to get it back down the stairs, and it's going faster than we can. And it's on the edge.
Press the tag button to play
And it's
as your
gone.
captured enemy. Then press the tag
So
button
if you
again
have
to
like
return to
infinite
playing as your
enemies in
Skylander.
front of you, and you can just basically stand here and do this, pretty good setup. And then if you can ever catch the gears, you know, you can kind of keep them going and keep spamming them off. I think you'd still cap 3, but in that situation, that would actually be a pretty decent attack. It's just a deal, if you want to like turn that gear around and come back to this dummy, you're honestly better off running away, or actually cartwheeling away to drop those. You can't hit those yet. You can soon, but it's just control. We lack control in this path, and that's what I fear. This is the last upgrade here down dual mode Duelist. So geared up, gear saws are larger, and occasionally release mini gears. 1860 is our price. Wait, let me keep them spinning. I've got to document that. So hit with Duelist to maintain spin cycle. I don't know, that that makes sense, right? It's 358. Throw me a bone. That's right. Segway time. Funny bone coming up next. Not tonight, though. That would like, I'd get another 3. I'm trying to get more than 3 hours of sleep a night. Supercharges is coming. Need to be on top of my game, right? Now, something kind of frustrating. Every time you talk to Persephone, you have to... Oh, hello. That looks way bigger. Okay, maybe this will be the saving grace now. What is that? Oh, it did. It released the mini gears. And can we... Okay. If we can slap the mini gears around with the dual gear that we're holding now, that will be cool. But I want to see if we're doing 50 to 75 or if that's upgrade. Really? That's sad. That's disappointing. If this would have gone up even to like 60 to 90 and then maybe, you know, 90 to, you know, 135 on the 1, 2, 3 combo, that would have been great. That's not the case. That said, so the gear saw is definitely larger. It's ginormous, and it occasionally releases mini gears. So let's see what it does. We're just gonna 1, 2, 3.
Then press the tag button again
It
to
only
return
does
to playing
20
as your
though.
Skylander.
Spun quite a bit longer. Did release a lot of mini gears. So let's see. We can have a life cycle. Let's go.
Crank it up.
I'm gonna say almost 15 seconds. Let's do it again. Check this out.
Mechanized.
Yeah, like 14 seconds, give or take a little bit. So 14-second lifespan, and that is box stop. I mean, that's with me not hitting it at all. So that's just the gear in and of itself. So there's another gear, and let's go hit this one if we can catch it. So okay, now we're firing off a lot of gears. Now this is where this path will get really good now. While there isn't an increase, the gear's going in Persephone's treehouse, gonna shred her bookcases. Oh no. Where this would get really good, it looks like you can only have 3 of these, right? Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Yeah, I think 3 active, because I guess that one off the screen.
Crank it up.
There's 3. And yeah. Now can we hit the mini gears? No, you can't. That
Talk to
sucks.
Persephone when you're ready to learn about upgrades.
So, I don't know about that. What I was trying to say is, I guess, although the damage remains at 20 to 30, you get the increased time span, but I guess also since they're physically larger, they do cover a greater area. That's kind of like a radius effect, just by, you know, instead of an aura from the attack or something, this is physically visible. The gear is larger and therefore it covers a greater surface. So, once again, in story mode, you know, where you kind of have to be strategic and maybe take on 2 ranged enemies, the big bad armored guy, and then some garden variety enemies. This would work for the pack type garden variety, like a, you know, horde of chompies coming at you. But it's a little overkill for that. And actually your primary attack alone would be best for that. Just the hoop. That's not been upgraded since you came out of the box. I don't know. This is not... This would have its perks, like I said, maybe in like a Doom challenge, an arena or something, but if you were going story mode, I can't imagine this being... You could do it. I mean, it's definitely doable, particularly with how well the primary and tertiary attack. When I say primary, I'm meaning the hoop. When you factor in both of the other 2 primary attacks and the tertiary, but I just can't imagine this being a better path than Fragment Mode Freak. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our Gearshift number 1 down Fragment Mode Freak and see how that pans
Your
out.
next
But
challenge awaits you, Portal Master.
I don't know. If we had PvP, this would be a horrible path. I mean, you would get destroyed unless you're playing somebody that's like never touched the, you know, a controller before. I even think they would kill you, because all they have to do is get away from those gears. You know, I don't know. Why couldn't we have and here's the real kicker to me, like, some of how bad I think this is turned out, if this 50 would have just bumped up to 60 and then 75, like if it stepped progressively, didn't even have to be big. We could go 50 to 55, 55 to 60, 60 to 65, 60 to 70, something like that. And if that would have gone up, where you could, instead of firing off 50, 50, 80, you could fire off, you know, 70, 70, 90, you know, and then criticals of 105 and 120. That would have really helped. If the gear, particularly when the thing got bigger, the gear saw, it's done 20 to 30 since we got it with the second base upgrade, okay? So if when it got larger, it did more damage. If it did more damage when it was spinning longer, if it did more damage when you hit it, you know, like if we spawn the gear saw and it does 20 to 30, but when we hit it twice, it jumps to 25. And if you keep it spinning for a 3rd cycle before it times out, it does 30 or 27 or anything. I just feel like this is not, at least for me, it's not a good path at all. And then the other problem she has, she's not, you know, incredibly slow, but she cannot keep up with those spinning gears. And then if you're trying to keep them alive or hit them for some reason, you can't. And that's why I was saying, you're better off, instead of, you know, doing this and trying to chase that thing down and turn it around or whatever, you're better off just running away, retreating, and spamming more of them from a head-on position. So, I mean, like right there, if I hit it and kept it going, if it could jump up a little bit in damage. Now if I try to reposition it to hit the guy, I can actually, that's like the first time ever, you know. But without that wall there, it would not happen. But this is like cycle number 4, when we're doing the same damage as we did box stock. You know, it's just, I don't know. The good news is, this is cool, but you can't even hit, that would have been another great thing, is if you could cartwheel, and then some point along here, the upgrade path, just slam into the mini gears and launch those for extra damage, or even just maintaining the 30 would have been advantageous to us. So I don't know. I think this path just comes up short for me. I've not taken the other one. It might be horrible. I think it's going to be pretty good. And I'm about 90% sure I'm going to like it significantly better than this one. But I don't know. The good news is we've got two. I can play with them, test them out in different real-world scenarios here, and kind of see how it, if it pans out as I think it will, or if it works great for certain applications I didn't think of. But for now, that is Dual Mode Duelist. Take it or leave it. Let me know your thoughts. If you like Dual Mode Duelist, if you switch to something else. She does look really cool like that. That's like the one major perk. But again, even just that bumping up each time would have been wonderful. So I feel like a lot was left on the table with this path, That's just me at 4 in the morning. So, that said, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this installment of Skylanders Research, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. Personal site, oneofwisdom.com. I've created the Skylander Club Forum for you. If you are a Skylander fanatic, I encourage you to check it out. If you like what you see, sign up. We'd love to have you. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. That said, I'm going to shift gears. We're going to go back to our unboxed level 8 Gearshift. Take her down fragment mode freak and kind of see what we think. So, got my fingers crossed. I think I'm going to enjoy that one. So, stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you for more Skylanders Research.